Welcome back to Wow Biz Weekly. You know, we were talking to Bob Grinnell, who owns the Mastercraft. We talked about the verge and being kind of out on the fringe of things, being on the edge of what's going on downtown, and then eventually the whole world begins to encircle you. It's a very interesting thing. A lot of the innovation actually takes place not in the middle of your perspective, but out on the edge. Now, that's my introduction to introduce you to the gentleman who's the Chamber of Commerce Director with the Western Douglas County. All right, we know a lot about the Chamber. We've talked to the Sarpy Chamber, the Greater Omaha Chamber, but now we're going to talk to the man who actually heads up the areas that include Elkhorn and all those areas west out there. Please give a warm welcome to Jim Tomanek from the Western Douglas County Chamber of Commerce. Hey, man. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for giving us this opportunity.
Oh, no. It's we're here to learn from you. I think you're doing some fascinating things out there. You pulled together some people that actually, they kind of have wanted to be left alone. They like being little and local out there, right?
The Chamber's been in existence for over 35 years.
Yeah.
And we're kind of a nice secret out there in
Yeah,
Western
a little
Douglas
bit,
County,
yeah.
With the communities of Valley, Waterloo, Bennington, and Elkhorn.
Okay.
And those are back 35 or 40 years ago when Boys Town was about the furthest thing in West Omaha.
Right.
And
so you've seen Omaha municipality encroaching on your turf.
That's correct. With the movement of Omaha more to the northwest, it's come out toward our direction, and we've decided that we would rather embrace that growth and instead of try to object to it and fight it. So,
hang together or hang apart, as
that's
they
right.
say. Huh?
That's right.
Very good. Now, what's the toughest thing that you, as the director of the Western Douglas County Chamber of Commerce, what's your toughest challenge as you're out there? Getting these people to work together, or what's the gist of your job? I've always wondered to know this.
Well, I think the toughest thing about my job is to convince business owners and primarily a lot of young entrepreneurs that the connection you make with chambers of commerces or any service group, the value of that connection and what you can accomplish in your business by networking and getting to know other people in the business community.
Why don't they? Why is it a job? Why is it difficult to convince a younger person who may be an entrepreneur or part of a family business, kind of doing his thing out there? Why wouldn't they get that? Let's dive into the psychology of this.
In most cases, what I run into are, especially with small to medium-sized business owners, is that they are the business, and many times they are the workforce.
Yeah.
And so to ask them to participate in coffee and contacts in the mornings or monthly luncheons.
Takes time away from their business.
If they're not working, they're not making money.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times it's a time issue.
I can relate to this.
Entrepreneurs don't have time to attend all those functions, and then they don't see a value in that. If I join a chamber of commerce or any service group, and if I don't participate, most of them are intelligent enough to know that if I don't participate, I'm not going to get any value out of it.
Yes, right, of course.
And so then they take the stance that I don't have time to participate in that organization, and so I choose not to belong to it or join it.
Are you able to learn, who do you take lessons from to try to deepen the engagement and create value around these groups and the networking things and come on in and meet other folks and so on? I mean, it's got to be it's about creativity, really, is what it comes down to. How do you engage people and get them involved and pay their dues and stuff?
Well, we try to have workshops. We have quarterly workshops that we offer to all of our chamber members and also any guest in the business community out in our area. And we try to bring in speakers or folks that can instruct or teach our business owners the value of that. So we try to bring them in and give them instructions. I'm really amazed at the entrepreneurs that just start a business. They are very talented at what they do.
Absolutely.
But they really don't have a clue about marketing a lot of times or how networking is a big part of marketing.
They work in their business, but they don't work on their business.
Correct.
Yeah.
There's many times that I've talked to young entrepreneurs that have visited our chamber events for the first time, and I've asked them for a business card, and they're searching and saying, "Oh, I don't have one on me."
Oh yeah.
And that is probably one of the first rules of doing a networking event is to make sure you have plenty of business cards with you.
So. Sure, absolutely. You know, I've got a book here called Strategy Plus Business. It's one of the better-known business books, and it's got a great cover on. I think you can see right here. It's called The Next Wave of the Digital Economy. Are most of these entrepreneurs that you're referring to, are they digital entrepreneurs? Are they playing around with different ways to create apps or increase the efficiency and effectiveness of what they're doing out there? What's going on there?
Absolutely. This chamber, saying how it is 35 to 40 years old, has seen a great transformation of communication and technology. So we've gone to the age of one-on-one personal relationship handshaking to I'll email you, or I will Facebook you, or if you want to learn more about me, get on LinkedIn,
get on
the
figure it out.
internet. You know, if you want to learn more about me. And so a lot of
Does that erode the value of a Chamber of Commerce event? I mean, you're starting to think, wow, technology is disrupting the very essence of what we're trying to do?
to some extent, but I think still that personal one-on-one, I may be from the old school, but I still think that personal one-on-one handshake that I can make with you.
Yes.
And like we heard earlier is that nonverbal body information communication that goes on.
Sure.
Is that I want to pass it on to you about what that is doing for our relationship and communicating with each other, and you lose that in that technology.
You do. You know, the social media is very efficient insofar as transactions. You know, you can get stuff done with social media and texting, and I'll just email you and I'll send you the specs to my product, and you call me back if you're interested or whatever. But the passion, right, and the ability, Copy Green was talking about trust, the ability to form a relationship that's based on trust, somehow is going away in the midst of as we over rely on technology to do the job for us. Instead of putting on our cap and getting in the car and going to make a sales call, we just send email. What do you think? How can you exploit that or take advantage of that situation?
Well, just like you had said, Lynn, that I can do all kinds of business with you, and we can do transactions through those technology abilities.
Yes.
But I'll tell you what, if I can take you out and have an afternoon of golf with you,
yes,
and you and I spend 4 hours,
especially me because I can't play golf very well, so you
then
would
I
win.
would like you to go golfing with me.
You would win the game.
I might be able to win.
Right, okay.
But those 4 hours together of you and I talking about maybe even our personal lives.
Yes.
You learn so much about a person, and then you know how to relate to that person and how you feel about that person.
Yes.
Plus, that person realizes what is in your heart also and how you feel about things.
What is in your heart.
And that's some of the stuff you lose in that technology transition. That,
you really do.
and
really
information. So you still need that personal one-on-one face-to-face.
Well, Jim Tomanek, somehow I feel like I would, if I were out there, I would belong to your chamber organization because I trust you, because I sense that you actually care about what you're doing. And that cannot be replaced with technology. It's such a pleasure to have you, my friend. Thanks for joining us on Wild Biz Weekly. Jim Tomanek, right here from Western Douglas County Chamber of Commerce, a great organization. We appreciate it. We'll be right back.